This anime has a 100-woman harem. And that's actually not hyperbole, but let's start from the beginning where Rentaro Aijo is confessing to his crush. And his confession is met with one of the most devastating friend-zonings I've ever seen. She tells him she likes him, but the thought of being with him makes her physically sick. And to make matters worse, we find out that's rejection number 100. And if that's not enough of a clue that he's a hopeless romantic, we find out his first rejection was back when he was 8 months old. But Rentaro is not giving up just yet, so he visits a shrine to pray to the god of love. And those prayers are answered. The god of love tells him don't worry, he'll meet his soulmate in high school. In fact, soulmates, plural, because he'll have 100. And here's the backstory for that. It turns out that Rentaro is the only person ever with more than one soulmate, as the god of love was a bit preoccupied when filling out his love profile with TV dramas. And yes, that is the real explanation, as Rentaro comments, why even have a space if you can only have one? This anime is called The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. And I'm sure you can tell by the tone that this is a parody, and it does it well. Let's meet our first two girlfriends, Hakari Hanazono and Karane Inda. Rentaro quite literally runs into them, and we get to see a bit of their characterizations here. Now, when dealing with something as literal as 100 girlfriends, you expect to see some of the archetypes and tropes here. And if you consumed as much media as I have, the twin-tailed blonde tsundere does not surprise you. And they lay the tropes on thick here, but something this series does well is breaking the stereotypes of these tropes. And not to get too deep into it here, but especially for a parody, something that sets this series apart is how much time we spend on these characters. For example, season 1 only goes up to girlfriend number 6 out of 100. Anyway, after meeting his two soulmates, Rentaro wonders if he could just have either, and the biggest conflict in the series is that no, he has to have both, and the remaining 98 as well. If you meet your soulmate without falling in love and being happy, you will die. This news gives us a bit of his characterization as well, as we see he'll quite literally beat himself up, thinking of a way to make this work. And while the thought of dating both in secret does cross his mind, he ultimately decides to confess to them simultaneously, and he promises he'll keep them happy. Not only that, he wants them to be friends as well. For example, fast forwarding to soulmate number 3, we see here that he says he's not dividing his love, he has a newfound well of love for all of them. So yes, this is a parody first and foremost, and on that front, it's hilarious. But as this series continues, there are moments that make you go, huh, you know, I think this 100 harem thing could work, and I admire that about it.